Right, looks like we are live. So y'all are listening to another episode of the Real Estate Wholesaling Syndicate podcast. I'm your host, Bri Logue, and every week we talk about real shit, real investors, real wholesalers, and trying to get you some of the best tactical and actionable stuff in the game. Today, I'm very excited to bring on my favorite guest in the world, my beautiful, lovely wife slash business partner, Bri Logue. Bri, thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm excited to come on again. It's been a while since we've done a live together.
It has, and yeah, I think it's been quite a while, maybe almost a year, maybe. I don't know.
I'll say it's probably been about a year. Yeah, I think it's been about a year since we last did that. I think when you launched this podcast, right?
Yeah, we're slacking. I think that was like a pre-recorded one too, and but whatever, doing it now. No time like the present.
Right.
So, for people who may not know who you are yet, do you want to give us a quick intro?
Sure. I am your wife. There you go. It's my favorite title. I am the COO of We Buy Set Houses. I help with the disposition side. We are co-owners of Investor Plug, our CRM we just launched yesterday. I also have a digital marketing agency and been doing marketing for 6 years. And I run a super fun podcast where I interview female entrepreneurs called Women Empower Wednesday.
Wow, we're not even
But
2 minutes in, and you're dropping a plug. Crazy. I'm just kidding. You can drop your plug. Tell them about your podcast.
and then my podcast, yeah, Women Empower Wednesday. And then I help with our events is one of my main duties and roles, in my life too. So I help do all the back end of all of our event stuff. So I have lots of different kind of things going on at
You
any
do.
given time.
Yeah, I think you're underselling yourself because you really do all our events. You're doing events for other people now. Um, and yeah, you do a bunch of cool stuff and you make everything happen. So if you guys are familiar with EOS at all, if you're familiar with visionaries, integrators, I'm the visionary. So I'm the guy with crazy vision and plans, and not really plans, but yeah, kind of plans, but visions and ideas. And she helps make them happen and bring them to life. So it's very key to find someone that you can do that with. If it's your wife, even cooler because it's someone you already trust, or hopefully it is, but someone I trust. So, but today, yeah, we're talking about Investor Plug. So, what is Investor Plug? Why is it changing the game? And why should you give a fuck? So, that's what we're going to talk about. And I know she said briefly it's a CRM, but it is so much more than that. CRM is just part of it. And it's not just any old CRM, it's literally custom built for you, for your business, built around you. A lot of CRMs out there, they're great, but you need to learn a whole new thing every time you do it. You have to learn how it works. You have to, really adjust a lot of your processes. You have to adjust how you do things and learn something completely new. Almost not as hard, but almost like learning a new language. And you have to learn it. You have to adapt to it, and you gotta kind of have to map your business around that way. We do things a little bit differently. We flip that on its head, and what we do is we find out about your business. We find out about how you operate, how you work, and we build that CRM to mirror that. And it has a lot of the cool shit I built for myself. So if you don't have any of that, don't know what it is, we can kind of build it similar off. What's been successful for me and for some of our clients, we've had a lot of beta users in the syndicate, some of our close personal friends who've had crazy results with it. But yeah, long story short, just custom CRM, build you a custom website and funnel. We get you set up 10 DLC verification so you can start sending text, doing it the right way, legally. I think it's a bunch more shit we do. Lots of support, a community aspect to it. It's literally everything you need, a business in a box, to turn your business or your side hustle, whatever you want to call your one-man self-employed show into a real business that you can scale with, that you can grow with. And I forgot the coolest thing, AI. Yeah, we have, I love AI. You guys follow me, you know anything about me. I literally just play that shit for fun all the time. And I think it's the future. The future is now. And yeah, I mean, if you're not on AI right now, if you're not using it, find a way to, even sign with us because you're going to get left behind because it's scary. Do you remember what some of those statistics are about AI?
Oh, yeah, I was just talking about this the other day. So it's what 70% of large businesses. So I'm just going to stop right there before I give any more stats. But a large business is anything that's over like $16 million. So pretty much most people are going to be considered small businesses. But 70% of large businesses have been using AI in their businesses to automate their stuff for years now. And only 16% of small businesses have even started looking at AI or using AI in their businesses currently. So AI is definitely the future, and we all need to be adapting to it. And I feel like if you're not using it, that gaps is going to keep growing and growing between the large businesses and the small businesses. And I feel like it's such a struggle right now too. So
100%.
yeah, it's a pretty crazy step.
Yeah, and I'm going to send this to you on Slack. I don't know if I can share with everybody. But yeah, we got these stats aren't ones we're just pulling up. We might have butchered them a little bit, but it's if you SEM Rush, they're a SEO company. There's some other studies out there too, but they gathered a bunch of studies back in 2023. So some of the stuff is even further along now. But it's crazy. And as always, if you guys have any questions, we definitely appreciate y'all hopping on. Let us know if you guys can hear us okay. Let us know if you guys have any questions. Let us know you're live. Drop a comment so we can see you. I always love to engage with people and answer any questions you guys have. Like I said, we're talking a bit about Investor Plug, a bit about AI, how we use it in real estate, but also, if you guys have any questions for us as far as real estate, as far as AI, as far as working with your spouse, let us know. We'll get them answered for you. So yeah, I mean, going back to some of those stats, yeah, the big ones that really help out. I'll totally drop this. I fucked up that thing. Hopefully that wasn't too loud.
Unplugged it, so we can't hear you now. But I'll keep talking.
I might have to hold this thing. See if I can get it back in here. I broke it earlier. I've done like 4 podcasts in like the last 12 hours.
I know. We need to figure out a way. We need to fix up the computer so that
I'm just gonna hold this motherfucker, I guess. But yeah, some of it looks goofy as fuck. But yeah, AI could add a staggering $25.6 trillion with a T to the world's economy. 2/3 of jobs could be partially automated by AI. Many of these jobs will be complemented by AI, not substituted by it. But 2/3. That's a lot. Almost 70%. So, and then in 2023, the global AI market size was close to 208 billion. By 2030, market size is expected to reach 2 trillion.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's valued at 142 billion already. Yeah, 73% of U.S. companies use AI in some aspect. But a lot of these, like she said, they're bigger companies. So there's a huge gap. Don't get left behind. Start using AI. Start playing with it. Literally just one of the big game changers for me was realizing you just talk to it like a person. Tell it what you want it to do. Give it a role. I'll link some of the trainings we've done and stuff on AI in the chat if you guys want to check it out. It's crazy stuff. It's just getting crazier and crazier. And most of the people that are using it are 25 to 34-year-olds. So you definitely don't want to get left behind. Just if you're older, you still need to use this shit because it's a pivotal point in history, and it's just going to keep getting crazier and crazier until the robots kill us all, and we have to wait for them. But in the meantime, better learn how to use it.
Yeah, I think there's so many ways to use AI too, like in your business or just like, copywriting it makes writing so much easier. And it's definitely not, perfect by any means. It lies to you and tries to trick you a lot, I feel like. And it definitely, there's a lot of ways you can make it sound like you, but I feel like that was like the hardest part was getting everything to kind of mirror how we talk, especially when Kai was building the chatbot app for Investor Plug, was making it be able to talk to people like a person and not be able to tell. And it's really cool. I've got some amazing feedback on it. Most of the time sellers have no idea. They're like, oh, I talked to this person, I talked to your assistant, and they're like, oh yeah. And it's always, I feel like, you chuckle to yourself. You're like, oh yeah, my assistant,
Yeah, I think all the time. We haven't had anyone say, hey, is this AI? We've had people do it like in the test runs, like, is this a bot? And it's like, no, I'm not. My name's Megan. I'm a real person.
That's true.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just getting crazy.
It does. I will lie and say, no, I'm not a bot. So
just because ours does. Yeah, we trained it too, but it's crazy. Can't trust robots. Who can you trust? But no, I love it. Yeah, we use it in so many aspects. And as I mentioned, you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them. We'll answer it for you. I appreciate you guys all hopping on. But yeah, not even just or more just in general. What are some of your favorite ways to use AI?
Yeah, I love using AI for fun things too. So I love using it to help me come up with some. So a big thing is being active on social media, and a lot of times I struggle with kind of figuring out what to post. And I feel like that's really helped me be like, oh, give me like 10 ideas of things I should post today. And I love using it for brainstorming. Same with like when I'm start with a new client, say we're doing website build or something like that. I can just say, hey, like here's the client's information, kind of tell me more about this business. So that's been helpful for me in, kind of my marketing business in general, being able to kind of do a little more research super quickly too. So this like, gives ask a question instead of searching on Google for an hour, it just like pop out 3 questions and I can ask it to elaborate or change it. So those been kind of the main things I've been using it for. But I also love like the picture I made for you in your background right now, the Syndicate and Monopoly Man. Like I love making like all the fun art with it too. That's been a super cool thing that I've been doing a lot too. Is making all the graphics for our events and stuff, and making like really unique, like cool art pieces has been super fun for me too.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys. I'm trying to move the camera out other way. Yeah, you see that Monopoly management for my birthday, and yeah, literally just all ChatGPT and Canva, right?
Yeah, we have like one in my office too. The
Yep.
Monopoly Uncle Sam.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, made all pretty much like ChatGPT and Canva. It's like my favorite. Canva's AI too. I don't know.
They have
I
a
feel
lot
like
of cool
nobody's talking about Canva's AI, but Canva's AI is amazing. I love. They have like a whole app store in Canva now too. Well, let's say for example, our investor plug logo that we just redid for our rebranding. I really wanted to I wanted it to be fun and be a combination of both of us, and I wanted it to be cohesive with all of our other brands. So I wanted to tie in the green, but I also wanted to do something fun because all Kai's stuff is like spray painty. But I kind of wanted to give it like a neon theme for the plug and the electric kind of vibe. So I had somebody draw out the graffiti aspect for me on Fiverr, and they didn't really do a good job. So I kind of like played ChatGPT a lot and kept feeding it and feeding it until we got the right kind of look we wanted for it. And then I'll upload it to Canva, and I just like highlighted the different pieces I wanted, and I said, "Hey, change the colors to green, change this background to neon yellow or neon pink," and literally it just like did it for me. And the thing you see today, I mean, it took me a good amount of editing. It took me a couple hours to get to where I wanted it to be. But in reality, like that would have taken me forever to do on Photoshop and like going back and forth with the logo designer. But it maybe took me like 2 hours of playing with it to get it to exactly the way I wanted, with the colors I wanted. Um, and it's really cool how like you do all those things. Canva's AI is like really fun. You just like highlight it. Even the picture you sent me yesterday that you made on ChatGPT for like the cool plug party, I was like, oh, it's really cool, but the colors aren't quite there. I want the plug to be the pink and the green, and it was yellow and blue. And I really just highlighted it in Canva's AI. I said, hey, change these the yellow pieces to pink and change the pieces to green so it matches our branding. So it's just been a super cool tool that I love to use a lot.
100%. No, it's great. Yeah, so many ways. I mean, so many ways. You're going all day about all the different ways you can use it. And I do like the magic erase in Canva too. You can add a picture and it gets rid of the whole background and everything for you. It's dope as fuck. Yeah, literally just replacing everything before you'd have to go learn fucking Photoshop. It's hard as fuck. You'd have to learn all these different things to do it. You have to learn copywriting, all these things. And it's still good to have a base understanding, but you can use AI to make it so much fucking easier. But yeah, again, you guys have any questions for us about real estate, about AI, about working with your spouse, just rename the title and you guys can see it. But that's what we're going to talk about today. If you guys are curious about Investor Plug, I'll drop the link in my story ever replay. If you're on my email list, I emailed it out, but you can catch the replay. We put that up for a couple more days till Sunday, end of this week. Then we're taking it down. So if you want to catch that, you can literally see all the ways we're using it. Going a lot more in depth and actually see some demos and some of the cool shit we've been working on.
Oh, super fun. Thanks everybody who came out and celebrated with us last night for our launch. Like I said, this has been a project we've been working on for quite some time now. So it's really cool to finally be able to talk about it and, put it out there in the world.
For sure. Now, it was a great exercise too, and just stop waiting for everything to be perfect. Because, I mean, it got the system, everything was perfect, but when I did the marketing, everything there, we promoted it, we just ended up saying, fuck it, and put it out there, and we had a great turnout. A lot of people showed up and showed love and supported, and yeah, it was cool. It was shopping out people, and we ended up at the end we just broke down some of their businesses and try to find ways to give them value and help them. So yeah, it's really what we're all about. So yeah, you guys have any questions, let us know. Want to shout out? I know some people on YouTube like shout outs. Just drop it in the chat. We'll shout you out. But so yeah, so we talked about that. So what's it like working with your spouse?
Working with you can be tough for sure.
What do you mean? How?
How
I'm such a pleasant person.
Yeah, you're always like, oh, let's do this, and let's just add this to the workload, and let's do this. I feel like that's why I'm like, oh, I have lots of different roles, but that's probably the challenging thing is, you have the big ideas, and I'm the one who has to kind of figure out like how we're going to make these things work, and how are we going to like tie everything in together that we're doing. That's also the thing I love too. It's been super fun to be able to kind of take your visions, and I'm not the most creative person, but I can definitely kind of see what you've been really good now. Our communication has gotten so much better. I feel like over the last couple of years too, working together. But yeah, that's one of the best thing I think. Just being able to take your ideas and kind of make them reality, like especially the events are probably like the easiest thing to talk about when it comes to that kind of stuff. Because I am definitely you're just like, hey, this is what I want this event to be like. This is kind of the feel we're going for. Here are the 100 people I invited, if we round them up and figure out what the lineup's going to be like, and all these things. So you always you challenge me in a lot of ways, but you've helped me grow so much in every way.
I know I'm a crazy person. I'm hard to work with.
You are crazy.
I get it. But no, for sure. No, I think the events are a great thing to talk about as far as working together. And you mentioned something cool. I think that might be helpful for people. What are some of the ways, or what are some of the things we've done to communicate better as opposed to how we used to communicate before?
Yeah, I think a super easy actual like tip for people too is we used to communicate. So we have lots of different businesses. We have I want to say I have 6 emails for every business, like an email for every business. So I have 6 different emails going at any time. Inboxes. So it can be super messy, but we've been really good about keeping everything in Slack. So all of our communication goes through Slack. Even when we're doing Google Drive transfers, when we're doing Canva templates and building our graphics and things like that. If I'm building emails or anything like that, we pretty much keep all of our communication in one Slack channel. And that's been it's very simple, but it's been a huge game changer because it's oh, well, I send it to you in Slack, or this is where it's going to be. It's not where did you send this thing to me? I need this link right now. And it's oh, well, it's in the Slack thing. So it's very easy. So that's been one of the biggest things to help our communication skills. It's just kind of been creating one single channel and keeping everything really organized. Airtable is another one that I absolutely love to use to keep all of our project management stuff going. We've been trying to use Monday too, which is very similar as well, but I haven't been super good about using that one yet. But Airtable and Slack are my favorite things to kind of keep everything organized. And
yeah, for sure. No, I think that's been huge, getting all on one channel and being able to find it. So Vaboto, Awami, I hope I didn't butcher your name, man. Please correct me if I did. On YouTube, he asked, what topic are we on? So right now we're talking about working with your spouse, but we're kind of bouncing around, man. So yeah, if you have any questions for us or anything you want to know about real estate, about AI, about working with your spouse, let us know, man. We're happy to get them answered for you. But yeah, no, I think that's a great point. Really, before it'd be oh, if I can send it to you, I'm no, you didn't. I can't find it. And you could go through our million emails and go through Facebook messages or go through Slack, all different things. But yeah, once we made the commitment, we're just going to stay on one channel. It's been good. And yeah, at least for me, it's been super helpful being okay, I know where to look. It just saves so much time. And it's, definitely a lot easier. But I think for me, if you were to ask me the same question, I'll ask myself the same question. What are ways we focus on communication? I think for me, is just not expecting the other person to be a mind reader, and then just being clear and asking if you're clear, or if you did it clearly. I feel like sometimes for me, I struggle with just expecting people to get what I'm saying, or that, I can see it perfectly in my head. Why can't you, but it might be because it probably is, or definitely is, because I didn't communicate it effectively. So I think doing that, drawing stuff out, trying to learn the other person's communication style, how do they learn, and then just checking, like, are we on the same page? Do you get it? Does it make sense? And having like brainstorming sessions and just like not putting your ego aside and just saying, like, hey, in the brainstorming sessions, no idea is a bad idea. We can throw it out there. And then just being willing to take feedback, and then like prioritizing things and like getting timelines down to know like what's feasible, or what's possible, I guess, not even realistic, but just what's possible. I guess I like to say it better, especially on the timelines, and trying to prioritize things are huge for me.
For sure.
But yeah, I love it. I like working with you. It's pretty cool.
We do. I think another point, we'll keep talking about the CRM too. We'll go back and forth. But I think the CRM's been a huge thing for like where our clients are at for all of our businesses too, because we actually use it for like every one of our businesses. I use it for my podcast. And it's been super helpful to keep everything organized on there. We have like the automations triggered too, which is funny, to go to Slack. So like when we communicate still in Slack, even through the CRM too. So I think having everything organized has been like a really big thing that we kind of really focused on this last year too, was kind of going through and making sure all of our systems and SOPs are really flushed out and making sure we're both on the same page and we're actually doing this. So like when we get a new client for, the CRM, and we get a new client for side houses, they're going through the stages correctly. We know exactly what person is going through what stage at any given time. And I know it took you a while, but you're really good now at like making sure all the notes are in there. So like when I'm going through running comps for things, I can like really easily look and be like, oh, well, here's his entire conversation he's had with this client. Here's all the questions that, that I need to do my research on, like how to run comps and things like that too.
100%. Yeah, I think that's a great point. And looks like on Instagram, we got Lil Crosby JP. It's Investor Plug Rocks. Plug emoji. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for hopping on. But yeah, no, I think that's huge. I think one of the best things we did as far as working together too, because if people don't know our backstory, I've been an entrepreneur for almost a decade, Bri a little over half a decade. And what happened was she started her business. At the same time, I was getting ready to leave my company, exit my company. Didn't want to work with my partner anymore. So ended up buying me out, an exit. And what happened was I didn't have anything going on. So I just jumped into her business and, just kind of tried to take control and didn't really communicate effectively, didn't set clear goals, expectations. We were both trying to do the same task. So we were bumping heads a lot, didn't work at all. Eventually, not even very long, maybe a couple months down the road, we decided to
6 months.
say we can't work together. It's not possible. And we decided to start rival marketing companies and go our different routes. So probably not the best way to do it. But throughout that time, we still kind of helped each other a lot in different tasks, and we'd help here and there, but we each had our own lanes and completely own lanes. Like I said, they're separate businesses. And she went her path, I went mine, and we'd still help each other a little bit back and forth there. And slowly over time, we'd still help each other more and more, and slowly learned how to work together. And it wasn't until 3 years ago we decided to give it another shot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a lot better this time. And I mean, it's been like night and day difference. I like that saying, night and day, but
it definitely has. Yeah, I think the biggest thing we struggled in the beginning was the communication aspect of it. And I think we just had different goals. I couldn't see your vision, and I had a very different vision for where I wanted iRemedy at that point in time in my life. It was what that company was. But yeah, I wanted a very different vision for that than to what you did. So I think that was a big thing too. We just, had very different goals of what we actually wanted. So when we finally got on the same page, talked about, your vision for the company and my vision for the company, and so we finally actually got them to merge together. I think it's really when we started to align and be good communicators.
For sure. Yeah, and it takes work. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. So I think just willing to be patient is a big thing to you. And just, I think if I go back and do it differently, in hindsight, I think the biggest thing would just been setting those clear expectations, figuring out who's good at what, and like defining your roles is probably one of the biggest thing. It doesn't make any sense for you both to be focusing on the same task. Let one person do one thing, the other person do something else. Divide and conquer, I think, is the best way to go. So totally skipped over real estate. What do we have going on in real estate? I think we might have an event coming up soon. Anything else in real estate you want to talk about?
Yeah, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about real estate stuff. We still do wholesaling, so we're wholesalers. It's kind of our main thing. We've been wholesalers for a long time now. We do events for real estate wholesaling. Those are kind of like our fun passion projects we've been doing this last year now. Those have been super cool to go out and be in the community and connect with people. We're both kind of introverts, so I feel like that's been a really fun way for us to connect with people without having to, I don't know what I'm saying there, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, the events are great. Yeah, and I love the events, and we always have a lot of fun, and we try to lead with value. Try to be the opposite of a pitch fest. Really look for what would we want in an event, and we want to learn some cool shit, and meet some cool people, and that's always our goal, and it always seems to happen. So another big thing, just having your goal clearly in mind makes it a lot easier, and having clear expectations what you're trying to achieve. Because I forget what the quote is, but failure to plan is planning to fail. Pretty sure that's it. So yeah, make sure you just have a plan, and it makes it a lot easier to get there.
On that note, too, if anybody in San Antonio knows a cool venue, we are on the hunt for our May event. So it'll be our kind of like networking mixer type style one where we could just have a speaker or two, and then we kind of hang out and network, like our happy hour, like 6 to 8 one. So looking for a cool venue. We love Geekdom so much, but the parking is really difficult there. So we've been kind of struggling trying to get people down there.
Yeah, for sure. So daily place with a stage, fit 100 or so people, and yeah, that's it. We're not picky, so it'll be a cool spot. To try to find cool locations that are a little different than what everybody else is doing. Don't really want to be in a stuffy hotel room or be wherever. So
yeah, we like the artsy kind of feel,
like speakeasy,
the Brick was a fun
art district,
one.
yeah, something cool. San Antonio's got a lot of history and culture, so there's a lot of cool spots. So that's what we're looking for. And so if you guys know anything, let us know. If not, we're gonna keep hunting, and we're gonna find something cool. We could that speakeasy. I said that the Whiskey River one. We could hit them up. I don't know how many people. It'd have to be a smaller group, but they don't rather stay.
The one with the distillery, the Devil's Whiskey.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah,
Devil's River. Yeah, that's a cool idea. That'd be really fun.
Yeah, after we have to cap it, just make it smaller, but that'd be fine.
Yeah.
And everybody can drink whiskey for us because we're still on 75 hard. So
we'll be 75 return July. Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah, we're on day 12. Today's day 12.
Today is day 12. 75 hard. I think 75 hard's been a really cool thing to help us too, because we get out and do walks together every day. So it's 45 minutes of us just hanging out and moving around. It's been a fun thing. I feel like whenever I feel stuck with something, getting outside and going for a walk has been a big thing. And 75 hours is cool because it forces us to actually, be out there for longer every time we go for walks. So I do love that piece about it.
For sure. So since nobody's asking questions right now, what are some of the most common questions you get about working with your spouse?
How do you spend every second of every day together and not talk about work? I think is what everybody always asks me. How do you spend so much time together, and how do you guys not talk about work?
Answer one at a time.
So I'll ask them to you. How do you deal with spending every second of every day with me?
I like it. I mean, I definitely like to have my own space sometimes and move around, but it's it's cool. I mean, you need space, but it's it's good. I mean, you're like the only person in the world I don't get sick of, so I can hang out with you for a good period of time. But it's just with the right person, I don't think it's really that much of an issue. If you can't spend that much time with your spouse, then you probably got some bigger things you should be looking into.
So the second question, the main one that everybody always asks me, definitely is like, how do you balance, work and personal life?
Like
everybody's favorite question in the world. Yeah. How do you balance, work and, life together? How do we not talk about work all the time?
Yeah. Well, my balance sucks in real life. I'm working on a little balance board and stuff, and jujitsu's help. But yeah, so not a balance person, not a surfer, skateboarder, whatever other things rely on balance. So yeah, I don't really believe in balance. I think we're just doing life. We're not trying to I don't know, put things in little boxes, and it's all one thing. We're finding we do date nights weekly. And if we're slacking, we try to make it a priority. So we're gonna do one tonight. So we've been slacking. But yeah, we just do it. I mean, I don't know. Work is our life. It's part of our life. We do what we love. I don't know if we do what we love. We don't always love it. But I mean, it's not like, oh, you never work a day in your life. I mean, we're fucking working. We're grinding. It's I hate that fucking quote. But it's always work. But I mean, life's work. Working out's work. Exercising is work. Making relationships work is work. And you just need to learn to enjoy the work and just do it. Don't shy away from it. Because on the other side, doing the work is everything you want. And just know again, just getting crystal clear on what we want, what our future's like, and sitting down and making sure we're on the same page, and just know that we're working towards it. And there's times we have to make sacrifices. There's seasons, things change. Sometimes we have to work a lot more and stuff. Now, since we just launched Investor Plug, and we have a lot of other things in motion that we're doing, we're in a period of growth. So it's we're working a lot more than normal. But there's times that we don't have to work as much, and we can coast and do fun shit. But I think just getting clear on the same page what the other person wants. Make sure it's you guys are on the same page, and this is what works for us. It might not work for everyone. I don't know if it's the right way to do it or the correct way to do it, but it works for us, and I'm happy. And I don't know, but you can tell me if you're not happy.
I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I think that's the whole thing too. I feel like that is the issue I have with that question. Everybody always asks me like, "Oh, how do you balance things?" Like sometimes we're doing date night, and like we're still talking about work, and it is what it is. I love what we're doing, and some, like you said, we're in a period of growth right now, and we're at a point in our life where we are working a lot more than we probably normally would. But I love it. I love where we're at. Sometimes we, have a lot more free time. We hang out and play video games and, travel. Sometimes, we are in a, work phase where we're just, working from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and, grinding away.
Yeah. So all seasons. So the real Sigma makes me feel old because I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Are you Skibbity? Among Us, Rizzy, Ohio, Phantom Attacks. Yeah, I don't know, man. Make me feel old as shit. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bud. Or maybe it's troll. I don't know, bud. Maybe yes, maybe no. But all right, buddy. But yeah, no, I think that's really it. So I feel like some of the other questions we get to you, but I think we answered kind of a lot of them. Just divvying up tasks, knowing who's good at what, and just plan your shit out, plan your life out. And shit seems to work. So how do we divide kind of our tasks and within real estate? And I guess how do we balance the different thing? I guess not people balance on fucking balance, but that's another question I guess I get asked frequently is how do you balance all the different things we're doing?
Like keep everything organized is what you mean by well, we have a lot of projects going on at any given time. So I think the big thing for us is we do like our weekly goal setting days. So we'll sit there and we'll go through and like we'll spend an hour or two Monday morning and be like, hey, these are all the things we have going on this week. Here are all of our goals this week. We literally have a calendar write down like all of our events and things we're doing. But yeah, just write down our goals every week. Then we have more like daily meetings as well. We'll go through and be like, hey, this is what we're doing today. This is what you're doing today. This is what I need help with today. Sometimes my task list will be, 20 things long, and sometimes yours is, 5. I'm like, hey, can you take these, 5 tasks on for me? We'll kind of even out our workloads and vice versa. It's like if you have a lot of things going on today, you have a lot of meetings, like I can pick up the slack and do some of your tasks that, so we just kind of see where we're at and who's doing what. So just, make sure we know what's going on, what needs to be done, have all of our timelines and dates written out too. Same with like all of our, houses we're working on when we're wholesaling things too. It's like we just have those timelines. We make sure to go through and be like, hey, this is what needs to happen today. This you need to follow up with the seller today to get this thing signed. And we need to do this. But this, communicating and making sure, we know where everything is at any given time.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. So this guy still is going off, typing some random shit. So I don't know what you're talking about, bud, but feel free to keep commenting. But yeah, if anyone has real questions, feel free to drop them. Happy to answer them for you. I think that's about it. I mean, yeah, you guys, where can people go to learn more about all the cool stuff you're doing and to connect with you?
Facebook is probably the best way. Bri Logue. but I'm trying to be more active on what's it called? LinkedIn. It's probably the channel I'm trying to grow next, and I'll be more active on there. But yeah, if anybody wants to learn more about Investor Plug, definitely message me. I'd love to show you a demo and see all the stuff that we're going on through there. It's like I said, I'm super excited that we're launching now, so I can actually talk about it and show everybody all the cool things. So if you want to learn more about that and book a demo, I'd love to kind of show you the platform.
100%. And yeah, it's kind of going back. Yeah, it's been a long journey with Investor Plug. We've been working on it for about 3 years. Something we built for ourselves originally. My background is building systems, automations, marketing for car dealers. And I got into wholesaling, realized a lot of people weren't doing it, or they're doing like the bare minimum as far as systems and automations and using AI, which is newer using AI, but still systems automations. So we built it for ourselves. Other people started using it. They got crazy results. And we decided to open it up some more and release it to some people. So we started about a year ago, released just a bare bones thing and expected people to figure out themselves, which wasn't a great strategy. And so this time we decided we paused it. We stopped taking on new people, and we just been working on it like crazy. Had a bunch of cool shit. Yeah, I think it's by far it's the premium option. I'll compete it with anything else on the market, toe to toe. We're coming up ahead, and I'm not cocky, but I'm confident as fuck that our system is the best, and it's not going nowhere. We're adding a bunch of cool shit, constantly adding new things. So yeah, you guys are interested, you want to talk about it, reach out. We're happy to show you a demo of showing people what we've been working on. But awesome. So I think we'll wrap it up there. Again, you can follow me, Bri Logue, right? Probably wherever you're watching on social, if you're not already. But go to wholesalingsyndicate.com. You can check out our podcast. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. We're on wherever the fuck podcasts are. But if you go to wholesalingsyndicate.com, you can find all our free trainings. You can find our podcast. You can find literally fucking everything. So that's a new site we've been working on. A bunch of cool shit on there. So highly recommend checking it out. Again, wholesalingsyndicate.com. But I appreciate it.
I was gonna say we just redid that whole thing, and it looks really cool, and it's definitely it's gonna be a really fun platform. We got the Discord going too now, so Discord, Facebook groups, lots of cool things going on in the syndicate world.
Right. Yeah, that's cool shit. If you guys aren't in the Facebook group, check out the Facebook group, check out the Discord. Love to have you guys in there. We do these every week. So every week, Fridays, 12:30, we do live interviews. And we also release the podcast every Thursday. So lots of free content, lots of free game. Anything you want to know, learn, reach out. If you guys have any ideas for us, anything you want to hear about, any subjects we missed or don't cover, or anything you want to know, let us know, and we'll go ahead. I'll make a YouTube video on it, make a podcast on it, whatever. We'll make sure we get you that info. But I appreciate you guys. I'm truly grateful, humbled by people that listen every week, people that show up all the time and support us. Really means the world. And again, thank you to everyone who showed up for our Investor Plug launch yesterday. I had a lot of fun. So I appreciate it. You guys keep crushing it. One day